The Photoshop instructions for spot color using a photo called flower. This is also known as color splash. Our goal today is to take this image and make a purple flower on a black and white background. This is frequently used during our nature unit, our outdoor photography unit, because students like to focus on just one little part of their image and draw some attention to it, like a cat's eyes or one single flower. I also see it in portrait photography, which we're going to do in April. And I see it a lot in advertising photography. We recently talked about this photographer, Philippe Halsman. This is one of his earliest images that was used in a makeup ad, and using color splash or spot color, they highlighted her lipstick right there. So open up the photo called flower. Yours will not have the watermark on there. Step one is to duplicate the layer. We're going to work with two separate layers today. If you don't see background over here, go up at the top to window layers. Once you do, right click on background and choose duplicate layer. Then click OK. We could give it another name if we wanted to, but we're only going to work with two layers today. We're going to start with the bottom one. You must choose it first. You must highlight it by clicking on it so that it's gray down here. You're going to go to Image, Adjustments, Black and White. Just click OK. You won't see anything happen to your image, but you will notice here on the Layers menu that the top one is color. Now the bottom one is black and white. Now we're going to deal with the top layer. So click it so that it is highlighted. And we're going to add what's called a layer mask. First step is to choose the flower. A quick way to do that is to go to Select, Subject. It tries to read your image, and whatever is in the foreground and the main thing, it selects that for you. Now, it's not always perfect. Really depends on your subject, but it's a great way to get a head start. You could directly go to Quick Selection and choose it yourself if you wanted to. Notice that we do need to clean it up a little bit. It didn't choose kind of like in this little, smaller parts of the flower right here. So we're going to go to Quick Selection Tool. At the top, you have Add and Take Away, or Add and Subtract. We need to take away some of the selection right here in between the petals. Using a very small mouse selection area, and you can change the size of this by clicking the bracket next to the letter P on your keyboard, or up here at the top and choosing the size. We're going to subtract some of that right there, some of it here, and some of it at the bottom. I'm not going to worry with this little bitty spot right here. If this was your own image for the second grade, spend some more time doing a really good selection and like zoom in and do a good job. But this is the practice one. Now to add a layer mask, which is basically covering something up, we're going to hover our mouse over here where it says Add Layer Mask, and with one click, it does what we need to do. It has a spot color now. Basically, it protected this area and everything else it deleted, and so now we see the black and white background showing through. If it doesn't work perfectly, just again, we're going for most of a purple flower on a grayscale background. Please let me know if you have any trouble. If we were to just file save this, it would go to probably a PSD. There it is. Make sure you don't save it as a PSD. You must call it flower done, and also choose JPEG, the first JPEG, so that it flattens it down and it is easier for me to grade. Next step is to choose your own picture and do the same process.